Liverpool is a true talent factory. Over the years, the club has shaped some of the biggest stars in English football, such as Steven Gerrard, Jamie Carragher, Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, and, more recently, Trent Alexander-Arnold. But now, with Alexander-Arnold possibly on his way to Real Madrid next summer, the question arises, who will be the new face representing the Reds Academy? But there's something intriguing about this midfielder's journey. Unlike many young talents who have passed through the club, Jones was never sent out on loan to gain experience. But why? Did Klopp see something in him that others didn't? Now, we finally have that answer. Since his rise to the first team, Curtis Jones has been an essential player for Liverpool. Whether under Jurgen Klopp or now with Arne Slot, his versatility has always stood out. However, even as a key piece, he has yet to establish himself as an undisputed starter for the Reds, and that might be his next big challenge. Unlike many promising youngsters who go out on loan to gain playing time, Jones never left Anfield. And that was no accident. According to Vitor Martos, Klopp's former assistant coach, what kept Jones at Liverpool was his unique and unwavering mentality. Curtis was never loaned out, Martos revealed to Training Ground Guru. Every player has a different moment and path. Some need time away to mature, while others are in a hurry and want to play as much as possible. But Curtis always had this personality of wanting to prove himself in Liverpool's first team. In other words, while some young players seek growth at other clubs, Jones always believed he could develop and shine at home. His exposure to matches was always enough for his progress, and his consistency within the Reds squad eliminated the need for a loan. He never wanted to prove his worth away from Liverpool, Matos continued. He always had the conviction that he would do it right here, and since he was constantly playing, the club realised there was no reason to loan him out. But what if a big Premier League club had requested Jones on loan? Would his story have been different? Matos believes that maybe it could have changed his trajectory, but the fact is, Jones stayed, and now he is reaping the rewards of that choice. Curtis Jones's journey so far shows how much his mentality and determination set him apart. And the recognition is already coming. Today, he is part of the England national team and proves that his decision to stay at Anfield was the right one. But Jones is not the only young talent who could shine in a Liverpool shirt in the coming years. According to Matos, there are other names worth watching. I don't want to put too much pressure on anyone because we know how it is in England. One day, a player is a god, the next, he is completely forgotten, joked Klopp's former assistant. But he made sure to highlight two youngsters knocking on the first team door, Jadon Danns and Trey Nyoni. Jadon Danns has extraordinary talent as a forward, and Trey Nyoni is another who could bring great joy to the club. These are the players we should watch for the future, Matos revealed. Nyoni undoubtedly has the potential to become one of Liverpool's greats. As for Danns, being a forward, he may face more difficulties breaking into the first team, but his talent is undeniable. What's clear from this story is that Liverpool continues to be a true cradle of stars, and Curtis Jones is living proof that believing in one's talent and the club's structure can yield incredible results. Now, with Arne Slot in charge, the question remains, what will be the next step in the journey of this young player who refused to leave Anfield and is becoming one of the team's pillars? Can Jones become one of the Reds' great idols? Time will tell, but one thing is certain. His winning mentality already places him among the most promising players of this generation. Curtis Jones has become a symbol of Liverpool's commitment to its own academy, staying at Anfield and proving his worth without the need for loans. This philosophy of internal development was a trademark of the Jurgen Klopp era and continues now under Arne Slot. But what if Liverpool could expand this strategy on a global scale? That is exactly what Fenway Sports Group FSG, the club's owners, intend to do. Just as they trusted Jones's talent without sending him away, the Reds management now wants to create its own ecosystem where young prospects can develop without relying on third-party clubs. But this time, the ambition goes far beyond Anfield, with Spain as the epicentre. Michael Edwards, Liverpool's former sporting director, has always been an influential figure behind the scenes at the club. He was responsible for bringing Mohamed Salah to Merseyside and helped shape the core of the squad that won the Premier League and Champions League. Now, in his new role with FSG, his mission extends beyond individual transfers. He is leading the search for a multi-club model that could turn Liverpool into a true football empire. This concept is not new. Red Bull and City Football Group have already demonstrated the power of owning multiple clubs worldwide, creating a continuous flow of talent and business opportunities. FSG wants to follow this trend, and to do so, they are looking closely at the Spanish market. Could Liverpool own a club in Spain? Interest in Malaga and more. Over the past 12 months, FSG has been evaluating various clubs in Spain, one of the world's top talent-producing nations. And now, it seems a decision is close. Liverpool could soon have a sister club in Spain's Segunda Division. According to The Athletic, the Reds owners are exploring a deal to purchase Malaga, a club that has had its share of glory in Spanish football and even reached the Champions League quarter-finals in 2013. Recently, FSG representatives visited Malaga's facilities to assess the feasibility of a takeover. The plan is to acquire the majority stake currently held by Sheikh Abdullah Al Thani, who owns 51% of the club. However, FSG is not alone in the race. Qatar Sports Investments, QSI, the group that owns Paris Saint-Germain, has also shown interest in Malaga. If the deal goes through, the Spanish club could become a true talent hub for Liverpool. But Malaga is not the only option. Reports indicate that FSG has also visited Levante, Elche, Espanyol, Getafe, and Real Valladolid. These clubs are being considered as potential investments to integrate into this new network of teams controlled by Liverpool's owners. FSG has faced criticism from some Red supporters for not spending as much as rivals like Manchester City and Chelsea in the transfer market. However, creating a multi-club model could be the answer to this issue. With satellite clubs in Spain and possibly France, Liverpool could have an alternative pathway to signing and developing promising players. Instead of paying astronomical fees for young stars, the club could nurture them within its own ecosystem, ensuring they arrive at Anfield already adapted to the desired style of play. Moreover, this model would allow Liverpool to experiment with tactics and develop coaches in a controlled environment, something clubs like Manchester City have already successfully implemented through City Football Group. Modern football is evolving rapidly, and FSG knows it must keep up with the changes. The multi-club model is a bold move, but if executed correctly, it could position Liverpool even more strongly on the global stage. Just as Curtis Jones benefited from a long-term development strategy, young talents from across Europe could soon find a pathway to Anfield through this network of clubs. What was once an isolated gamble could now become a well-structured, far-reaching plan. Whether with Malaga, Levante, Espanyol, or any other Spanish club, one thing is certain. Liverpool is not just thinking about the present, it is laying the groundwork to dominate the future of football. And if this strategy works, we may see the next generation of stars wearing the famous red shirt without the need to spend billions in the transfer market. Now, the big question is, what will be FSG's next move? And will this approach convince the fans that it's the right path? One thing is for sure, Liverpool is about to enter a new era, and the football world is watching closely. FSG isn't just looking at Malaga. 5 other Spanish clubs are on the radar, and the right choice could change Liverpool's future. Click the card next to this and see which teams are in contention and how this strategy could transform the Reds. See you there!